Hi everybody, Jim Cedar here. I'm up at RN74, the restaurant in Seattle. I'm joined here by head sommelier Jeff Lindsay-Thorsen. I'm really excited to be up here today. My wife and I, as you know, have dined here a number of times before. Always tremendous amounts of energy, fabulous food, tremendous wine pairings courtesy of your expertise. One of the things that my wife and I love about this restaurant is not just the energy level, but these really unique boards that surround here on the walls, especially the one behind us that rotates. It's kind of like a train station departure and arrival board. Tell us a bit about it and how this came about.
We have right now 12 to 1,300 selections, but which can be fairly daunting for a lot of folks. However, our market list is 100 wines under $100, and that's reflected on the other end of the restaurant from wall to wall.
So the rotating board in back of me really gives somebody an opportunity to get that last gem, kind of that last sale item, if you will. Jeff, we have a couple of fantastic dishes out here, courtesy of Nick Dugan, your chef, and I really appreciate you doing that for us this morning. We have 4 glasses out here, 2 separate dishes. Why don't we start with one at a time and tell us what you have and what you want to pair with it.
Absolutely. Nick, do you want to talk about the food?
Love to. So we've got Pleasant View duck breast, roasted with hearts, as well as roasted beets, a little bit of pistachio butter, and beet cream, all things that are really good this season. And we've also got a marinated Nantucket Bay scallop, just seasoned with a little bit of white soy, yuzu juice, paired with some citrus, grapefruit and tangerine, a little bit of baby fennel, and some fennel cream with a little bit of pomegranate.
First wine with the scallops I wanted to do just to kind of keep things simple and do one New World and one Old World pairing. The first wine is Louis Michel Chablis 2012, just classic, super crisp Chablis, so 100% Chardonnay, all stainless steel, really clean, mineral driven. And where that really plays in with the scallops, there's also this kind of just savory kind of underpinning of herbs that plays in really well with the fennel. And obviously with Chablis being laser acid, always really complementary to citrus fruits.
And so that's really, you're talking about acidity with acidity here.
Yes.
So sort of, you kind of think about in pairing, you often hear people talk about comparative pairing or contrasted pairing, depending. This is one of those comparative where you're really going acid with acid.
Absolutely. The New World pairing is from a winery out in Woodinville here locally, and it's Riesling, but bone dry from Columbia Valley, and it's called from Sparkman Cellars, and the wine's called Burgundy, and it is super dry. In such a warm climate as Washington is, a bit more high octane as far as alcohol goes, but I think with the cream components of the dish, it'll temper the alcohol, and then you have, again, playing into acid as the counterpoint to the creaminess of the crema as well as the scallops, and then complementing the citrus.
Well, I think a lot of us, when we think about Riesling, we think about off dry, having a fair amount of sugar, pairing with Asian cuisine, spicy cuisine. So it's really interesting to have kind of a high octane, really dry Riesling. I know there are some other places in the world, Australia,
even Alsace,
that does that, and it's a much different texture and taste. But they're just stellar wines.
Absolutely.
And they're really affordable too.
Absolutely. Chablis really makes the fennel pop.
It does. It's actually a little bit more of a rounder Chablis though than I was expecting.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to get hit with crushed stones and salinities. It actually has a bit of a round edges to it, and it's gorgeous. It's really beautiful. That wine really jumps out. A lot of energy to it. Really clean, really well focused. If you didn't know better, you might not even know it's a Riesling. And I think that's kind of that classic dry Riesling profile that you find. What I love about this dish as well is you have that sort of roundness from the scallops, but at the same time you have citrus elements in here as well, and it works astoundingly well with both wines. And I think it's a great example for consumers at home or ordering in a restaurant. It's not always one wine with one dish. It's a combination of duck breast and duck heart, pistachios, beets. What have you chosen? What goes through your mind in terms of how you pair these?
So this dish, a couple important factors. The duck breast we use is from Pleasant View Farms, and they're actually foie gras. They're locally grown foie gras ducks.
Meaning in Washington State?
In Washington, and actually 45 minutes from here. And so the ducks are gigantic. So the breasts are huge, really gamey, very, very full flavored duck. Here we have two wines fairly kind of approaching the like with like component. The first is from this rock star up and coming producer in Oregon called Walter Scott. This is their Clos d'Oiseau. It's a single vineyard Pinot Noir in 2012. This is probably the most fruit forward wine they make. They are verging on doppelgangers for Burgundy at this point. Their wines are all just beautifully balanced, restrained, gentle oak, really, really tremendous food wines. And then the second wine from really one of the legends of Côte-Rôtie is René Rostaing, but it's his Le Lézard, which is 100% Syrah, but it's not an appellation wine. It's from really old vine Syrah just north of Côte-Rôtie. So pairing with organ meats can be really tricky. We have, they can lend some metallic flavors to wine at times. Really, really earthy wines with the hearts can kind of mute the flavor of the heart as well as kind of exacerbate the earthy character, whereas a fruitier wine, even when restrained, the heart will cause the fruit to pop a little bit, and I think you get a little more synergy on the plate.
And that's just kind of a contrast between
Absolutely, yeah. And it's whereas the breast itself, I think we'll really play into the earthy flavors of the Northern Rhone Syrah, but the Pinot, I think it will help bring out some of the other character other than fruit.
Okay. Oh, that's gorgeous. But before I even tasted the wine, just the aromas with the food in your mouth begin to already interact. It's a lovely combination. Yeah. Some nice earthiness and gaminess that comes out of the duck, and some just really beautiful kind of raspberry fruits that come out of this wine. It's round, and it's just a beautiful pairing.
Thank you. I love the complementary textures. They both are, there's that gamey element that carries through, but they both have, as you said, just this roundness, this kind of there's a very, very completeness about both of them, but they really elevate each other and help bring both of the flavors kind of push up on both. I have really three great loves in red wine. It's first and foremost Burgundy, and then the Northern Rhone and Barolo Barbaresco vie for a close second. And I love the way they interplay with food, but I also love just the sense of place is so undeniable. They just kind of reek of the place they were grown. And the varietal there's so much minerality in both and so much intensity, while always having there's this kind of little lift that gives them balance and keeps them from being overbearing.
Yeah, no, I agree. There you go, two separate plates, two wines with each, fabulous pairings. A great example that you can choose different wines from different terroirs, different regions to pair, and when you find the right one, it's magic. It's just gorgeous. So excellent pairing here. Thank you so much for sharing your time with us. And
my pleasure.
We look forward to dining with you again soon.
Love it.
Okay,
Thanks
again, and cheers.